no no in somewhere ya na sometimes ye bisa is almost Ghana ya ka ya de no say ya cha say obia Ghana ni bia butia 19 point something million. I guess 19,000. Okay. You see, ya ka ya de no each person, each Ghanaian you sir pepe. Mamika was a Galihad Alex Ando ono no ye NDC regional communication team member Edumaku Enyan Edumaku Enyan Esiem constituency and the Galihad the general I think there's all your aid grammar honorable ato when you aid ba okay Bensabaka Nicholas Achene enso wa MPP communication team member Ogumwa West constituency Mensa Ebeka ononso ewa ha na yedi nkomone kama ye bo two pe na ye ko NDC headquarters na ya kohwe dia eko ne na eba ho na ene de ne ye beka ho asem ambulance procurement saga sa ambulance se mo atete mu nsam sa court upon court omukoko and this issue no akwaya issue bia yan kan kase because asem na ngasa no already no e court but you don't know why NDC so say person press conference on this same issue no yebafa na NDC to hold press conference on honorable Ato Forsen honorable Ato Forsen trial no NDC be hold press conference on a major pa na necessity na yet say 4 o'clock per so MPP and so abeye press conference we dey banta kase pa but mama nchia Mr. Galliard bibia boko de
boko
na mezi wo ye aid na wo ye aid meteze wo ye ni aid wo ye honorable Ato Forsen Kesel ni aid
ye party no say ye constituency executive you can't double yourself and be party aid and aid should be someone who is not an executive nti amemye constituency communication officer no mean to mean double it's also ye aid to honorable Ato Forsen honorable special aid or friend Passy
okay
friend Evans or Parliament currently. I'm not his aide. I am the communications officer for the National Democratic Congress. Okay.
Now that's no sir aid for no we do Parliament ana.
O same with there one ma MPBA near accommodation ewo Accra. And an office na den so e ho na ewo. Nti obi a special aid de ewo there. Nzema na bimbi oyibia no I will na hwe na liaise between especially the constituency and the parliamentarian kind with Nipanonti. You can't stay somewhere else and become an aide. In the aide, one officer currently I'm not in this office.
Oh, okay.
To be a card, I'm sure you either you were misled or they are not factually correct.
Oh, okay. And now community that technicalities room.
Yeah.
And I think with the why law kakra. As we are going, where we are not supposed to go, we will not go.
Yeah.
Which of course, let me also say, more messages, what the banners messages are, and messages kind. Since this particular issue, a very delicate, we yet least mistake. Somebody to young men can end that down. Mr. Galliard,
yeah.
Ambulance no mun some in muka kra. Say in muka kra nanka upon muka kra.
Mo kana ne so yate. Mamedi kan minchia atifo na awon so awohwe at the Mabri. Odi kan nchia kasim koma Dr. Kasela Toma Forsen, member of Parliament. Na minsa minchia NDC regional chairman Professor Richard Esidu. Na minchia me constituency chairman Professor Jonathan Anai. Nti na asama kan pede me ka wi kakra me tin de enam da asama no court nti law e free be sub judice rule asama court na kan asama e wo de kan na way and scandalize the court ana ensanso enye prejudicial nti en comment na ade no ye mfa nkoda manga no but enam de article 21 of the constitution or guarantee freedom of expression you can make comment on matters at the court, but then you don't have to breach the sub judice rule. I be casting be a cheddar in you maybe a seminary and then be a seminary because another court of another way a day. In Tiam Yabakan, name of Kakra anymore, I media for a report and I don't know. Near so Yabakam Assem. Honorable to Force, no, yeah, Deputy Finance Minister from, I think, April, May 2013. This particular contract was signed between the government of Ghana and a Big C Company Limited. Now, meeting there, government of Ghana, as in president at the time, what's the friend, Professor Johnny Vance Atamasono, and you know, Nessa Koshase, name of Ministry of Health for no what was assembled to a year Ghana by name there, with the water ambulances. The pedestrian ambulances are, it were there, and I'm the international transaction tea, pursuant to Article 1815 of the 1992 Constitution, and were there to call Parliament for approval. Into what they call Parliament require approval, no, Honorable Forson was by that time not a Deputy Minister of Finance. The time no a ordinary member of Parliament for Jumaku and the Siam constituency. And see, where the Madden we know, and I were terms of agreement in Bia, Echedenka, were there were established letters of credit. What letters of credit are? Mamenchi Adim Kakra, and honorable the child is a banner or Kamasama, Bono between there, were charging the Wekudiska, stealing. Stealing is captured under Section 124 of Act 29. He is stealing as some Yakanoha. This particular charge against him is captured under Section 179A of the Act 29 of 1960. Ghana ha, young criminal code, a one stealing, and we a kuviade, a kuviade. Nemo Pachere, Enkrata Sembi, Angusude, Amama, Wakos Financial to the state. It's in the first place, Nubia or Shibiano, Monfrench and Dr. Toforson was even charged with stealing. Ghana Constitution, Article 19(2)(c), also every person charged of criminal offense is presumed to be innocent until otherwise proven guilty. It is a so admitted neglect, and as the court, no, when we case no one can do a greater, nobody can say that someone is guilty. Or there, yes, concerns Okaka. And if you are, may Madam Massimia by there.
Okay, Maminka, honorable to force in a charge now, a charge against the accused. Accused one, that will be honorable Ato Forson, that is doctor.
First accused.
Yeah, first accused. Dr. Ato Forson issued letter of credit without authorization from his then boss, Finance Minister said Tepe. Is that the charge?
Yeah. And no, you charge. You know, yeah, MPP for us, man, worker charger. If you read Article 1911 of the Constitution, or charge the offense be allowed one capture in a written law with the penalty prescribed, it cannot be used to punish or jail anybody. Into the America, without authorization from minister, no, it is not in our criminal code or the amended criminal code in IMBI. MPP for now, what patch there? Letters of credit now, Setepe, or no, finance minister now. Or director Dr. Forson Motrono, Wapache, he didn't have authorization from the minister, but that is not the offense. Ankasan offense the young fancy best mobile media. Ghana criminal code won't fence him. There's some mobile a crime. We cannot take you to the police station there. As some mobile or hand the enemy. One from Kotum. The offense must be written in law with the penalty, the punishment also prescribed in law. Into this particular statement here, MPP won't be more than a worker there without authorization. No? There's nowhere in our criminal code, in any of our laws, in the neighborhood there, watch out there, say a minister, not deputy, or production crater or the Kuwabi, no one I catch non shower. A were there, our minister, not sure letter them a deputy, and son also walk on our culture. Said them there. Nanka minister not sure letter, and we read that out. In your offense. Okay. Only the abatement of financial loss and the others.
Okay, with all due respect, Mama Samsung call a national new patriotic party press conference and almost as some person to any as the desperate NDC attempt to shield Ato Forson from accountability. And one addressed by lawyer Frank Davis. He is the one Obe address. And 4 p.m. Pepe. Okay,
Aha. Enti obi a why commercial law and or businessman or international businessman. Na why international trade. Bia no bia wako school akwa become. And also the nipa bia or cry mefe boti na ade bia na or the my bia ban na de any no. Ofre be letters of credit. Letters of credit no. Enye payment a obi oye mobi. I mean cheche letters of credit no. Letter of credit in there. I mean and like government of Ghana they mean what's what ambulances. Now me Big C Company Limited, Miss Mutu my supply. Now I don't know what they can supply and sign who's can what them certainty. Ebia menje government of Ghana indeed. Enti one issue letters of credit mam. Nancy there, one senti ba bi there somebody yeman ba obutua. Bocho iti ho kan. Me yeman ba obutua. Enti Ministry of Health na Finance Ministry one sign krata bia on ambulance. A Ministry of Health as a sector ministry I want to sign contracting with Big C Company Limited. Enti ahon so one scale na woji for Ministry of Finance.
Me the NDC MPP press ina to the photo so na mentwa mo homre sisi a na mentwa mo ho ba na afi no ya de nkomo no ahyehya so nti photo sisi
Amanfui asem de dapa anything abrani na se nyankopon man no elko ahohiehie mu a tumfo nyankopon soma somafo ma ne beje om oye bi wo Moses abreso oye bi wo Yesu abreso oye bi wo komsheni Muhammad nyankopon asomdwe nka no abreso ende di akire oye ne wo Elijah nyame somafo ya abreso Ghana ye nyankopon ne man te say Israel ne Arabia na se de ode osom homa ne kronkron bia koma Israel ne Arabia no eduru oman a etoso miensa Assyria Ghana so senti no nyame somafo ya Elijah Malakai 4:5 de osom kese no kware som no eka adasama ebom meyi hu frim e kristofo enkremofo nananom tidie bia wo mu no se wo pa hoto asomdie apomoden onyincha yeye ni mpuntu na dankwa ma uwu a aheman no wakomu bidia mekamfo nyame somafo yaw ne asomdie ntontom som enkambom dema nyame somafo yaw se wo ba nyankopon fi a woni fate ayaresa abawo yeye tumidie impuntu inkunumdie ne beya wo de a bebide na edi adanse se papai omankuto omakawa omanchene no akwantre ne mpaibo dede isane se nyankopon ente ne nipa de ne nsayem se ode ne sane to so a look 440 osi esunsumfi ne betutu efiru mu ma wenya wayaresa ne wabrabo yie menyo tinyefuo te se Thomas na mo begidi te se Peter na bedi akire te se Barnabas na weni beje te se Zacchaeus asomdie tonton som won finfi mantem Central Region ekunfi otom esan wo Ghana afana ha nyina ene amanone frɛ nyame somafo ya wo ahomatorofo esu 0543 466-275 and now 0277-126308.
Masan aba masan ba dia na me ka o say And Nicholas Achne, Wabaka, Mensa. Now, Nico, we are teaching, right?
Only of them are no credit.
We are teaching. You go school, Nessa school, Aquala, or later. What happened?
You, it depends on the situation. About running to more the baban. If you are savvy, na and Yanipe, say about friend over late. It's in Chirima about friend the baban, and then Mwaya or the Bamano. As at now, Mimi the Antina would not have a cancer. Joe, Mamma was a view, na Minchafia for. The Via Macan Macacho said, "Oh, Bearman would do my day. I Dawson, to say you can, yea, teacher Juma, yea, a should account, into Embrano, and said that in a baby, into Embrano, so it's having a baby, I'm a fine or nutra, my feed and so, and that's now what a woman is, and tis and canon, and into now moment to me, I'm a drink to fetch him. So, himself first, so
much your car, no more car for. Government in power.
And I come for a motto, but
government in power. Don't tell me his motto. Government in power. You tell me motto. All right, Mr. Galiat.
Yeah.
We need the do. Never maintain that.
Actually, pure.
Just a pure.
Pure. And noble.
Oh, okay. Right. Now. Wanugu asamsu a
some mekana breakage abim kakanti
the brother besha ase ana
oh no some my time na mintu because e break me ma
okay yanko
asama me din kan no me dey bi wa ma Canada 30 for what and that na masman be go me kan dey for be letters of credit na today me din kan obi a why international trade why commercial law another a businessman be no obeka cho there obi o issue letters of creditor or chene nipa no akutua ka obi a in den kutua. Ministry of Health were an agency of government into one sikebia waje fi Ministry of Finance contract in time was signed in 2012 no about Forson or may deputy finance minister.
Okay,
and according to what I know AG's advice at the time no okay there the me part na letters of credit issuance no say one year butuma cause finance butuma cause judgment debt against the state and them that we call board meeting according to the star witness of at honorable Forson Setepe we call the meeting okay there them that on take steps to establish a Ministry of Health for no and them the way aban ne agency once ka 7 adini as Bank of Ghana one portion of budget Bank of Ghana into a letter was written to them by Honorable Forson. Now the coin there in bring me free BB presumption. Letter nanga say on the face of it. And your letter Honorable Forson. Now say issue on the face of the record any letter. Obituary letter not show sign for until the person now or you're responsible for sign for no will be denied flatly no. The letter does not belong to Dr. Forson. On the face of it, a presumption. Records being free state public obiano, it is presumed to be regular until it is challenged.
But Honorable Forson, what he did, he confirmed signing 2 letters.
Oh, say Koko Kuntula Country General Bank of Ghana. So all those letters were signed for. A component where letter on Ankasa Ocho Nina signed for. Yeah. The one which has brought this the letter of credit no. Into the letter of credit now we issue no and not somebody again. Yeah. Honorable Forson, on to letter and found Bank of Ghana for the Wuntia Ministry of Health. Wabra won't find them and by. Medicine day. Letter of credit a guarantee that when you Big C you are able to bring the items subject to certain conditions that the objects or the goods must meet, you'll be paid. Number 2, and your finance ministry will rule. So share the maximum honorable can Japan Kawakanda. Your finance ministry will rule the overcheck there. In the manner a buy a number. Because secondly, Ministry of Health for one budget a which amount. And the chief director and other people are one Ministry of Health on. I won't know what check there. In the manner, I want to contract on behalf of government of Ghana. So big C from here, finance ministry for on sign contract. Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health for Anna. What's by the one establish the letters of credit amount and the money to Mra. And I want to wire them letter. Wire them letter we and the manaba. In the manaba, Ministry of Health for the check there. It meets you all the specifications. But ambulance no, and ambulance I know what they buy my ready walk away man. A ambulance what they buy na where we are worship na accessories. Account. into accessories no bi sisi yɛ kɛse all the accessories the ambulance no ɛwɔ port o sisi yɛ kɛse na people bo no wɔ kɛkɛ dɛ onuadɔ na president Mahamad ban na wɔde yɛ adwuma wɔ various hospitals from one place to another share drone amanfo pɛ akyɛ dɛ ɛno na yɛ ambulance that is not the ambulance we are talking about even those ambulance no the ambulance na the problem aba sisi ano ɛwɔ port sisi yɛ kɛse wɔn fa mbampo na president Mahamad wɔakyɛ oni din da abɔ ho dɛ onuadɔ van nti the one of the onuadɔ the me cars bi na ade nam there no na ambulance that is not true. Now the bone of contention masisi create problem ankasa e wa da yi mu ina no e letter of credit no issue na what was signed for the new patriotic party another ebia AG no once man open the per the cross examination there when you the reader be when you authorization from the Minister of Finance is that not it?
Yeah.
I'm a headmaster na say ye pede e cho letter na ye kwaje park bi na ye de 6 March na me kada won cho letter nkoma abia education director I'm a cho letter mdama as a headmaster that's a headmaster but cho me pede ye kwaje im na nti me cho letter ma wo so hwe na chiro na won fa park na man. It is not even how we do our things in this country. Now, baby, a man from whom ye in there. Say, if there is a law, criminal law is different from civil. Say law be over there. Answer na substantive minister, eba sign with deputy to do something no. The can't show. Bibi from an answer na. Nka on about force will be here. Nka that is I want to sanctions are. Nka Article 1911 of the Constitution will capture that and hold him accountable.
Sign for now. Can in letter more prepare. As I say, the boss na sign. No signing for.
Debbie. I'm a deputy.
Okay.
Intimately, the mature letter we are. So, my catcher do. Financial letter, ma'am. Ebia, the ministry, the Bank of Ghana, they act only on the letters from the finance minister himself. To catch order out chokwa. Elder chowa. A sign on behalf of exactly.
Yeah, that is what
exactly.
I'm saying.
Exactly. Them that's it. Enti ono honorable setepen. You will still be a ministry where a deputy does not have. Deputy being over the seal no because Bank of Ghana control Accountant General, they cannot even act on the letter. Okay. Until when you write the letter will have to go back to the minister and so the seal naboro and so letter take effect. Marco.
No, man kind short article being so now. A former deputy finance minister, he has mounted a vehemently defense of his role in the controversial ambulance saga, which has made the headlines over the past few days. Breaking his silence for the first time, Kisel Atuforsen confirmed signing 2 letters authorizing the establishment letter of credit in 2014 for the supply of 50 Mercedes-Benz ambulances. Am I right?
As I'm there. It is not that honorable person says he has not signed a letter. Missy, I'm a minister, now a deputy. I'm a mature letter, in a sign for. Ya a board meeting, you know, Shana, them letters of credit, I call board meeting, and Shana Yaman, na Yavanko. My madam was boss, and Lucille Cusero. Because you didn't sign. I'm a sign, I'm inside the deputy, where they will not act on the sign for the minister. On Abu Setepe. Them a letter, that's it. And I make sure there. MP who was there, he should have gotten authorization from the minister before. Minister, not any use, not any. That been partner there. Headmaster, our wage him. Open there, the deputy has been mana, or letter them down there. But make sure them letter man a fair day. Also, you just have to say it to the person. The man mayor in there, Onipan in charging misrepresentation or personation. Okay. Who charges no kumbo. Or chede, up in this show you accept that. Let's not show valid because if you don't honor, honorable setepe no choya. I would do to make be a well personality. Honorable setepe, there was a sign for honor or done. Honorable setepe as a minister, why come forward as a star witness? Honorable no Honorable Dr. Forsen, no witness. Okay. No, I can't categorical there. I authorize Atuforsen to write the letter.
Okay. But your time on this ambulance saga, Honorable Atuforsen trial. I've been watching SSC no Bibia something which is there, which of course, I think the third accused person also am making some wild allegations towards this, and due to that, NDC, you said. Due to that, NDC are doing press conference 2 o'clock. I don't know, maybe about this time now. They are still on arrangement. So your take on that quickly.
Jo, many of them I did come. Amanda was na member on our team now. So abaso akwanya with them men area. Na mema ahwe phone so aha sabre. Menchia my brother Galahad and so. Esia ya che. Na meka anyama mienu abom. Da bia no say kasa ya manofo nti obi a wo hwe obi a otie obeka say politicians na o ma hye o ma de no ase. Na enam se da bia nso ya ba fidie so a nipa foforo na hwe na nipa foforo nso na tie ye nti yenya kwanya nso a ya besan repeat ya ho kakra. Meka say mindset na attitude no enye adekro mindset na be drive nipa no attitude. Seni abre na ye kan o man no be kɔ nanim a ejina ye nipa na ye te o man no so. Bise te ha ye di nkomo yi. Wo hwɛ asɛm aba adwen a ye dwen fa ho na te sɛ ne de atu anamon ne de make yan judgment. Minua ɛno ntina meka ne sɛ politics ya ye to aba ama policy to me ba na mfaso no timamufo ebi kan mo do mani so yɛden ehu. Ɛno ntina abre nyina meka sɛ the new patriotic party ɛne ye nuanom NDC no so yɛden ewom ne nyina no ye nyina ya manoko die nanso ebi danso ye bae enyama pii na nanado danko akufado ne Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aye ediama Ghana fo a da bia ye kase enye ba bia ye person ko man ekọ ne ye wo sese nanso se ye kase ba bia ye gin na
I think that this aje wo de en kasa better unia NDC ashase indi no na enche ma peki is about to aso
yo inti sa me to aso a na me to aso akase asama abai my brother was shall say I will check him na dia kwa obesan baba besi ade ba akoso ade ba kwa ka ne se ne nyina no bibi ba enya abotre ne mfa no kra yen eni hoduma di asem na aba sebe wo hwe ne nkyirikire mu a me repeat me ho a osuamra sei into wani mra no na constitution no so sebe enya mra ni mfo nko amfo na omutumi kan a omote ase edu ba bi nsumpo ne se wo pese wa anso utumi gina ne ma mienu a de gina constitution ne troy the spirit and the latter no so a utumi consult na wonya final explanation to the position of the constitution minua o se sabe your brother sign for letters of credit enyomo no mo ye agreement ni mpo na bibia ewo Ministry of Finance si yadini nyina mpo to nkyɛn mpo na se sa na tie te se de wo kana wo ye finance minister aban na agency na ehye wase na eba sikasem ne ntua na ade nyina mu na tumi no egina mo so a mutumi guarantee sa letters of credit na eno no mbegina so na sabi omde akɔgye dumadie na omudi ne ho adwuma no wo se wo ya wo request for any document se sabi enhyehyeye na omago true no se edimu se enimu ofitinya na wa issue letter na wa sign na de ama se sa na ye kan de a na ye betumi aka se enu nti na bre nyina ye ka se ye nuanom NDC fo so mba ban ma ekwan yo mo fa so a omototo oman ne sikasem efa so etuetua sika bi na ade eba enyina so ene hweso nyina ewo ha ye ku yanim no adansidie nso beba bedia adanse mo bia a wo hwe na obi a wo tie sa bre bia di adanse se menua ekwan a omode sa nhyehyɛ no fa so no enye kwampa enu ntina me ka na makasi so say it's good say NDC a press conference ende na nsema efi sa asem ya kira ba no omode evidence a Ghana for expert efi o munchen bede ebeba than just a mere court allegation going forward no necessary document bi a be hia say ba courtroom no ebeba no me de for now matwentwen so na mmom mekase finance minister ono na ban no constitution so amani tumi say se wo tumi sign sa letters of credit na ye gina so na ye tumi didi dwuma nti se wan tumi ani sa dwuma no na se o maun permission o ba tro de ma wona menua ani kasem ewo mu say enya me brother ye na mba to ne studio ha comment say documentation abeda abontin nyina no ye obabi e fra no sign for bi ewo na wahu bi kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ
sign for the interpretation a woman here say maybe I may as a manager wahu yɛde letter bi matro letter bi ato ba mi ni hɔ nti ɛsɛ bi a letter na yɛde brɛ I can let my assistant sign but you write sign for you write for and sign
ɛbɛba mɔ na mekyerɛ wo sɛ
but
saa sign for na saa sign for na
not necessarily you what does it
but
I have authorized it not you
yes
I have authorized you to sign
yes
but on behalf of me
but there should be a documentation say my authorize will say you be on my behalf na so hwɛ star witness na my brother gina so kan asem na ye nyina sabi ye nyambre ahwem akenkan bi ya ginkyerem bibia ni wa e kyerɛ sɛ sabi finance minister at force ko gina court ka say letters of credit no ono ana o issue ya o ma Dr. Kesel Atuban Forson a year on his behalf minua enum tina da bia me ka say me brand so kan say criminal court no criminal law different from civil one na ye pursue no attorney general and was in there or case against you or the nasama kwa down court and you are saying say court na tenance no omo ehunu say sabra ye ka say asem na attorney general de kwa down omo no enyina so bia anim ato forcing onyamfum so bia na still omo grant in the first layer ama what me establishing in the case prime facie case no ma dia tuma ye gina so na witness sa ba aka say ruling beba ne sa na ete enti na me ka say sebi ade a wo ye no wanye ne yemfa ne say se numpo na contention ne granted a ambulance na nkasa na ye ka ho asem no menua eya ahe na he na ogina so no wa establish sa LC na odi ma Ministry of Finance because se uko dina emra so na the duduma you have to be sure because ade na wo ye ni nyina no sebe enya wo pe na ade ye ediama Ghana for wo gyina emra so na ade duduma enti se wo se wo ma letters of credit eye guarantees wo nyina so na mo fa nkodi bibia eye se otumi due diligence na hu se na mpo ade na wo kwakoto na me gyina ho ama otumi na ade akotu aka no eye ahe o hwehwem na hu se ye 50 na wo gina so de aye na no ho ayi na abede wo be issue enti wan nya sa nyama nyina na ne nyina achi no so de ye de adwen susu yi de wo mbrem se ye gine so kra ba nya no na ye de e bai na menua no so se na se ma wo kan na ye nti ase na hwefo nyina nti ase ne se nipa na wo ye businessman na wo ne o man no e ba be ye contract no osusu se onye o man no so mpo ye den endi enu nti no e se o man no etumi man assurance no man sika ansana ono akwa akofa de na ba na wo man mom no wo je sabi businessman na ono no ye individual just a company se duma no eye wo private company na wo say wo company no wonye the state no den endi nti o the state no mom tumi gina so mom sika kra ansana contract agreement no po ya sane usi edu ba bia ntina meka se seni asem no tino ye nyina ye nye ho ede abotre asem no court enu ntina meka se edu ba bia na ye pre se ye nye lawyers na ye nim the details of the issue na ye be pretend na ye be ka asem bia wan hwe ni ya afa be fi akire beba na obi ede otan bia de akoma obi na ho na manyosam no so ede ebem because this year no the aye no attorney general what the case according to court ede age atum at force and lawyers so akoma asem nyina ede every third accused person and assist ono so all money testimony attorney general aye cross examination issues ede aba ho ye nuan ma ede raise
what is issues ben about third accused what is you is that
third accused person na some work nyina say sabi attorney general o gina abana nim na ode at force and gina court say no bra sabi obroni fro bi all time enya bra sabi obetumi afro bi wo fon so se onene esi ginaye bi wo bibi ho a munni sa cordial ayi no enti no otata no se yenhia wo ha yenye sei enu nti nasem wo kan nyina ne se sansem na attorney general de piepia no onka na onka mbra se onka sem no famu at force so na enya kwan de emu anofo asem wo kan nyina no ayese on hye na chi na onka sem eden emfanto no so no fam building the case no eden on fa nyina so famu anofo meanwhile no te said ya meka no attorney general wa establishing the case eden awie na aka se mo na mbede mbo defend mo na sisi anso eni jesem a wo mu no so no say ndita meka say democracy is expensive nti ya allow yenya botre ne yenya hwehwem ne yenkosi ase so wo tie proceedings ne so a judge na otie adwam so ka say sebe sa asem na o maka no o mon capture na ema ya records because going forward no e ho behia because there be ameka say even if say sample net ya eno no so affect case na dey e wo court no say e kwanya wo fa so a o ye nhihye ma ye de koye ambulance procurement no wan famra kwan so eno santi wa cause financial loss to the state eno ne asem a dey e da ho nti eno ne asem foforo na wensu ye dey e ya asem foforo nti me dia ne say ye hwe no dia ba ya ye be hwe no professional conduct no say and then the bylaws I would not so did duma as a judge how do you call it attorney general and then brane dey ebobra na hwasam no so ya dey ya hwe ne yaka ansa na court dey no so a e wo ho na ye ka no so ya dey ya hwe ne ya dey ya ka nti sese dey eye manage say asam no nyina kopi ehfa e wo court going forward no you see the rule of the game is the what evidence nti japa no bo provide necessary documentation a kire say sabi attorney general of friend all time wa propose in share ha na mpo mo hia na mu details ni na dan abedadi na no ba and yen nyina petumi agina so na dey make informed what decision nti na wie ya me no wo ka say me wani sum say yen nuanum NDC fo nso omo se omo wo sabi enyina so a kire say the third accused person wo gina court wo kan ni nyina dan nokore na mbre bi avesen kwa na ade nyina saa kwa na sabi attorney general faso edey odi ne duma nti mani beje say after 2 o'clock no omde kasa ni na baba tu Ghana fo anim no na ye wonyina so a bibia di adanse say sabi saade ne edey e wo ho ne ya going forward no ya hwe di attorney general so ebefi na so ye be edey ebeba nti sene abre ni na meka say ye amanyosem ni na so ne ye hwe omane nkanko ene omane mpuntu nti mesre ye ntwen na ye wia ne ye nyina ye huni say sabi die dano ye de ato ya anya ne sa sisi ya ye bia no football game
Mr. Gallagher
ma so de ma
sra wo sra na ne
me ra ho pa a chene me ye pa me hu de case na e ba no mfoli because cratch ni bia obeka the letters of credit payment them cratch no pay pad no hu cratch for be 20 obi abesre on na 2 cratch ni bia obeka the honorable to force and letter of credit no or issue even before the contract was made. That is not true. Contract Nalan, it was 2012. Dr. Forson was not even the deputy finance minister. Na mentas there obi to the Martin Pebu or a lawyer watch him the letter of credit in Yibia. Honorable credit Japan or a businessman. In fact, on honorable Forson body when you free but new you out. They are shocking the ordinary letter of credit of under a payment. Ma will sue honorable Forson court. On few the author of Ghana Law School, Mr. Sari, why can I send the letter of credit and your payment? Also, contract name by a crime issue letter of credit. Message commercial transactions. Ada what the name? Because I doing there, I don't know or import no daba. And to say or import daba there, I would do there. Or the Yamana Brewa said television bill 20. Sika work account me about scan. And to match them there. Letter of credit here guarantee. A guarantee before them guarantee be man unless you meet special conditions be ansana. Special conditions in the ambulance na at the bano. My car there yeshen. And the ba. Na and so obi abortion when we then at the band obia or your signatory to the contract being the Ministry of Health. And the finance minister no on welfare equation after establishing the letters of credit. The okato amena make issues kasam do Ministry of Health for scale budget no mas eba there edi ndemana ba obotu akaw ana wakofa ndemana ba ana Ministry of Health for no wakoy one inspection wewie ana watua ona bodo no tin ba bi na mamenka asem ko criminal prosecution wo for be causation is there the link between the accused person and the forbidden act. Yamfa no na bo ne letters of credit no. So when you issue them letter of credit na. Another issue letters of credit no. So Bank of Ghana for when you approve and Ministry of Health and come on about your big C for the cap. Aden is based on approval. You free be bill of lading. Bill of lading and the man akofa ba no. ni specifications ndema na eya wadwen de epedetron e be check dem me nyina si nipa na aka cha obi de o import mrawn e check we no de fine then oh, okay my bankers me pamocho muntua those things were to be checked by the Ministry of Health and finance minister enti mamenka asem kura MPP fu bekere ho no hu ho Sagana Constitution one can read article 1911 Dama authorization na open kefi honorable Setepe once ondama deputy finance minister or can so say honorable minister finance minister of no minister of finance or a deputy minister of finance and it's a letter not shown or show sign for no one show man anu medical council catch there a deputy natural letter na dey ko be the Bank of Ghana adena you have to get a seal from the minister now when you pan awo ekuma no se man na make chende ye board meeting we na make chende on show letter what say misusu dey yawo na catch no show eyi asem I'm finance minister me say I'm na make chende
you don't have anything you need bibia because
eno na make chende eno ma mo examples bebre say I don't know atofo ne ye chief director bi e ministry bi na another person so under ministry there and there should be an authority there should be a letter correspondence between the two ministries kwana ko hwede letters are number for so sign for ni mo he and odin can show note blend there sign for me say district chief executive oni ho na coordinating director or show letter original approval the okay cho no sign for me bon wa cho DCD sign for the district chief executive obi en wo cho letter fee DC no ho na odima district coordinating director ansa na wa cho enti yakobi board meeting yapon na meka cho do bon wadina cho letter fa kuma ministry of finance director of education there ye pede ye ma mofra no ball na wo there DC no cho letter na odima coordinating director na coordinating director so hwe na the man san ko cho yanka wewe de dada enti the man sam na da ho no ye fra be proximity obi an action a proximate to the crime is not obi a ocho a letter of credit far away obi so no o hwede ndem na oda ba 9 Bank of Ghana for muntua we scam ho no about for
how true the letters are signed for how can you prove to me the Ghanaians say the letters are signed for not necessarily to forcing
pede na chere awu first time I did the sign for ni
no
you are a journalist
I know
from all the time you nkomo me pede emam obi mom me ni wa currently before na wodo no ayi na ye ba case ni ba na nam ba bia I sign for and your letter Dr. Atuforson Chon direct sign for the finance minister the finance minister no oba be that's the man make a check don sign go no bo kwan letter mbon they would never have acted on the letter as a deputy at the Bank of Ghana we go minister no wo dem tum no cho dem kata and say or that as a deputy no chrowa it should be signed for the minister enti enye ahena mede the mayini baba to warampo e Google PDF there letter na Dr. Forson Choko na you see that a sign for letter enye letter eye obi a onankasa substantially watch your letter adaba mamenka japa ne case no asem se assassin so say cross examination and na attorney general ye nzema case no on hwe ni attorney general yo no cross examination Kwame Japa the third accused wa mani evidence in chief work evidence in chief ache wa kana sem o kana sem here all the lawyers on the case parties need no obi cross examine into Dr. Atuforson's lawyer I mean ne second lawyer often Eduji Tamaklu onu na o cross examine Kwame Japa along the line no o kan sem bi na ade na attorney general always objection to the masam na or the answer honorable Eduji another lawyer Eduji Tamaklu into one na papa okay there because asma say share record na or say it appears the third accused is defending the first accused or today asam na Kwame Japa kan eboa to assess the case of the first accused Dr. Forson asam e ko hod no hanen enti attorney general no objection no raise no na some kind there papa in the case no support it on about to force in the case me one also accused now papa do I came here to defend myself not anybody I have been accused of causing financial loss to the state and I'm here to defend myself. Into be defended. No, you're not about person to be defended. Now, on you're comfortable. And a judge himself didn't know you're comfortable. No, say. The Attorney General, and as some can, we meet him several times at all hours. Well, call me on phone. The memoir now on your case. Na offensia.
Nico.
On your case. On your case, offensia. Honorable Ato Force.
Okay.
I'm there. You know, all your cade. As some no, and then chain and then chain. So, what your case no be on my a particular testimony. Let them testimony no challenge about one. In law, if you be voidi, a French, a Latin word, voidi means mini trial. Enti, say otumna or file the various audios now work on some quarter. This matter will have to be dealt with before they go to the substantive matter. Because although we check there, would that have an effect? Say I'm part or yeah. Or can't it will not even matter whether or not a someone will influence our case in the because Ghana high and law no attempt to do something is the same as the apart from murder, attempted murder pen and the punishment, and a murder itself and the punishment is different. A quite life imprisonment, a quite death. But any adibia crime be a pede biano say ye and we will be a preparation at another day. What you never there, you know more attempter. The punishment is the same as the substantive offense. Into say a young brother, I don't know why now honorable Mr. Japa otum or juicy evidence. He said my baby or today adduction of evidence naka because it has been captured as an evidence. Obima in some water now Attorney General, so I think he should have objected. Then one objected.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't object.
But the judge said they should put it on record.
Exactly. Or the matter now say accused persons no interest woman. It will be a subject of discussion in the trial.
Yeah.
Into me cause very one chain, then solve very one chain. Apart from that, what criminal connotations? Because when you read section 213 and 218 of the Criminal Code of 1960 at 29, you over there, you will find tampering a witness and also the fabrication of evidence. Fabrication of evidence. They make attempt to fabricate evidence to be a criminal offense. It can be treated as a criminal offense on its own. But where accused persons who there, it will lead to injustice. Into the matter of massive number, one can. It will be there will be a mini trial often voidi on that matter to be settled. I think there we will leave everything to the court. Now, me perimeters in there. When somebody says they have established prima facie against you, it doesn't mean that you are guilty. Yeah. It doesn't mean. Dr. Forson will have said the bone of contention was that there was no authorization from the Minister of Finance. No, or the letter no. So he has to raise a doubt in the minds of the trier of fact and law. There, set up another law will say one more authorization, no, also more authorization. Okay, good. Then the authorization now the man then then Honorable Forson's lawyer will also say the extra article 1911. Adibiala one yen written law me there a born a criminal. You can't use it against anybody. Our junior then culture na krata ben mbraben na wagana ha also boss na cho krata da my deputy na e wo there o cho krata na so man mo sancho.
No person shall be convicted of a criminal offense unless the offense is defined
in a written law.
The penalty for it
is prescribed.
Exactly. In a written law.
Enti me kan case bi ohenes there one chere abranti bintum then akwa say mobile one dey anim na say mobile one dey anim it against their customs and it is bad. Court catch on there. Ghana criminal code na dey see the end. It's about 300 and something. Baby and who watch there. As say mobile ohene dey anim a criminal offense and the case was booted out. Enti criminal eyehu enu na burden of proof no because prima facie is not a burden of proof. Burden of proof no civil side no friend preponderance of evidence and just a mere balance of probability. But about criminal prosecution beyond reasonable doubt. Enti case ono wa establish in the case. Obiso one many defense. The star witness waba kana sema third accused no influence on the entirety of the case. We accused person be who what my cast may corroborate the accused person or to corroborate with the Attorney General. And I think we need to wait and see what will happen.
But let me read this article. It's short to us. According to the health minister, even though it has been established that 30 ambulances supplied by Big C,
which minister?
Which
the name of
health
the
minister?
Yeah,
well, the name.
You are talking about the MPP health minister, Kwekwadi Mamenu Kasanianko. But is he not an MPP for? Is he not an MPP?
You have to even check the dates.
I have Mr. Honora. You just say it. Juana, who's the minister?
Okay, I'll check it for you. But let me read. Let me read.
So my testimony there, the health minister.
Why do you say?
Let me tell you why. Answer, we have followed the case.
Yeah.
On no call, a court one. We be saying they simple and German uncle fire. Also, they didn't have money at the ministry. Into the maximum working CCA, working. Saying you know that I think the minister and the NDC time minister. Maybe at a year as some that before the case was actually put before court. Into me say yeah after case want to call there. Now health minister be no card. Quite my menu. Into Kasani uncle.
Okay, anyway, according to the health minister, even though it has been established that 30 ambulances supplied by Big C Limited were not fit for purpose, an amount of 2.4 million euros had been disbursed from the consolidated fund to pay for the ambulances.
I don't make a choice there. The Misikana Wutuano, I don't understand. The money was not paid by Dr. Forsen. You don't understand this. The money, let me tell you, the finance minister did not sanction the payment of that money. Because the understanding is not even clear here. I'm a Minister of Health. Minister of Finance, Minister of Finance and Ghana have watched Kasamdo. I'm a contract with you, Big C Company Limited. Yes. I say that will supply ambulance as part of the terms of the agreement. You know, answer and more supply. No, I would mean with our bank by health minister. I'm health minister. Me will seek our account there with the man bar. Maybe at ya. Now the matter so health minister don't to me yet. We got this case not in finance minister or ministry or. It's them the health ministry who actually elected Akoma finance ministry. There contract na more approved no parliament 2012 no. Ye pede ye start na ye nemum as part of the terms of the agreement. They establish letters of credit and letters of credit guarantee that there is enough money in the consolidated fund of the Republic of Ghana.
But they said it was disbursed. That is what
Abrante, you don't understand me.
Okay.
What can disburse and say I won't use cost financial loss. Me pay mature there. Even if there was a payment, it was not paid by the finance minister. As well make sure there. Ambulance now what about?
Okay, you say NDC as in the press conference, as in the member press conference. Now the embrace
no, the word is what kind is best? You be
we also have we blessed today to have 2 female former attorney generals and ministers of justice. These women of integrity, women of valor, women of great accomplishment, women who have served this nation not only in the office of Attorney General and Minister of Justice but in many endeavors and have paid their dues to this country. We have in our midst the distinguished lawyer Marita Brew. A round of applause for her. We also have my own mother, we call her Auntie Betty, former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, former Minister for Education. She has a lot of former titles. Madam Betty Mood Idrusu is also here. A round of applause for her. Our National Vice Chairman, Dr. Samuel Sapon, is also here with us. A round of applause for him. And now it is time. Okay, UK Ireland branch, you are here. Thank you. Oh, you're here. UK Ireland chapter executives, you're all welcome. Now, time is fast spent, and so, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, I'll crave your indulgence for silence for us to start. Now, I introduce to you the man who will be addressing us this afternoon. He's none other than our national chairman, the Honorable Johnson Asiedu Inketia. A round of applause for you.
I welcome you on behalf of the National Democratic Congress to this crucial moment of truth press conference. We've called you here over a very grave matter that has the potential to completely undermine the administration of justice in our dear country, Ghana. As you may be aware, since late 2021, the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government has been persecuting the minority leader in Parliament, Honorable Dr. Kisel Atuforsen, over the purchase of some ambulances by the Ministry of Health under the erstwhile NDC Mahama government. As a law-abiding political party, we have restrained ourselves from commenting on this matter publicly. This is because we respect the principle that matters pending in court should not be commented on in a manner that the outcome. We therefore have no intention of doing so today. However, in the light of repeated falsehood, deliberate misrepresentation and distortions churned out by the Attorney General Godfred Yeboah Dame and the MPP propagandists, we are compelled to correct certain misconceptions in the public domain about the said ambulances transaction and situate this discussion in its proper context. This is to any matters pending before the courts in this case. Every reasonable person would agree that it will be irresponsible of us to sit aloof and allow deliberate falsehood to be peddled about us without putting out the truth. For the avoidance of doubt, the specific claim that the Attorney General has based his persecution of the minority leader on is that, in the Attorney General's view, there has been financial to the state because he, as Deputy Minister of Finance, wrote letters to the Bank of Ghana requesting the bank to set up letters of credit trading company of Dubai, suppliers of the ambulance question, without authorization from his then boss and finance minister, Honorable Setekpe. This is publicly available information captured in a record of the High Court, Accra. So this one has been said, though I'm only repeating it. It is also a matter of public record that Honorable Setekpe has appeared before the trial court and stated unequivocally under oath that he gave express authorization to his Deputy Minister of Finance, Honorable Atum, to write the said letters to the Bank of Ghana for letters of credit to be established in respect of the ambulances transaction. You say he did it without authorization. The man who should give the authorization has come and say, yes, I authorize him to go and do it. Palava no finish. This authorization is evidenced by the seal of the Ministry of Finance. In case Setekwe was lying, there's a seal of the Ministry of Finance. It's apparent on the face of the letter written by Honorable Atufosa. It is instructive to note that the establishment of the letters of credit was done on the advice of the Attorney General then. That failure to do so was going to make it difficult for the government of Ghana to defend any suit brought by Big C Trading for breach of contract. Godfrey Dame and hordes of MPP propagandists also continue to falsely claim that the NDC government brought in ordinary vans, maybe in our language, trotros, purporting to be ambulances without medical equipment under the said transaction. We want to state emphatically that the first set of 30 ambulances supplied under the transaction arrived in the country with the necessary fittings in them sometime in the year 2015. So at this stage, on the screen are pictures of the exterior and interior of the ambulances as they arrived in the country. The empty trotters. These are the interior pictures of the empty trotters. It is clear from these pictures that the ambulances that were procured were not empty vans as claimed by dishonest Godfrey Dame and the MPP. I'm always ashamed because this is my brother from the same Wenchi district. In addition, a container load of medical equipment to be installed in these ambulances were shipped by Big C and arrived in the country around the end of 2016. Sadly, this medical equipment have been sitting at the Tema port for the last 8 years because this government, specifically the Minister of Health, which is the consignee, has refused to clear them, just so they can falsely claim that there were no equipment. Because you want to prosecute somebody and jail him. Once again, we have projected on the screen a copy of the bill of lading dated 8th October 2016. There it is, covering this shipment. As can be seen, this container has 30 sets of medical equipment and defibrillators for installation, as well as spare parts for the 30 ambulances. Dr. Manibama, is that defibrillators or is that the correct pronunciation? Okay. You've seen the bill of lading. The bill of lading. When you ship, they prepare these documents and then send it to the consignee. So public money used to procure all these things have been sent to the Minister of Health. He has refused to clear them. just so that they can prove that there was no equipment. All that was required for this government to do was to clear the medical equipment from the ports and give engineers of Big C access to the ambulances which have been parked at the Air Force Base in Accra, to install them, train personnel of the Ghana Ambulance Service to use them, and then formally take possession of the said ambulances. It therefore makes no sense that after refusing to do this simple task and allowing the ambulances to deteriorate for 8 years, my brother Godfrey Dame will turn around to persecute Honorable Ato-Forson for allegedly causing financial loss to the state, when the loss has been clearly occasioned by the deliberate negligence of the government he represents. We firmly believe that the decision to take the minority leader and some others to court over this matter was born out of malicious, sinister and wicked desire to silence him through unjust imprisonment, nothing more, nothing less. As we publicly stated from the very onset of this case, the timing and circumstances of this so-called prosecution shows that it was instituted mainly to intimidate and silence the then ranking member of finance, now minority leader, okay, soon to become majority leader, following his vehement opposition to the government's 2022 budget, the e-levy and the general economic mismanagement by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government. This is the very embodiment of political witch hunt and persecution. But you see, he was a minority spokesperson on finance, and he was doing well. So as they were persecuting him, we kept promoting him because we thought he was doing very well for this country. Having set out the factual background of this whole matter, I will now proceed to address certain grave matters that have emerged from the ongoing trial, which border on professional misconduct and crime on the part of the Attorney General, Godfrey Yeboah Adam. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, last Thursday, 23rd March 2024, the third accused person in this case, Richard Jakwa, took the stand to be cross-examined by counsel for Dr. Ato-Forson. During this cross-examination, Attorney General Godfrey Odame shot up from his seat to accuse Mr. Richard Jakwa of defending Ato-Forson rather than himself. In response to the Attorney General's accusation, Mr. Jakwa, who was testifying under oath and felt attacked without provocation, dropped a bombshell that Godfrey Odame, the Attorney General, has been having clandestine meetings and telephone conversations with him at odd hours to persuade him to falsely testify against the minority leader Ato-Forson so that the prosecution can secure a conviction. So, Minister of Justice, you are not interested in justice, you are interested in just jailing somebody. You are supposed to be the person who will be delivering justice to your countrymen. You have now become the torchbearer of injustice because of political interest. This testimony by Mr. Jakpa was given to the court under oath and captured by the court's record. At last Thursday's hearing, the Attorney General, who was personally present, in the court, could not object to this damning evidence of Mr. Jakpa. He did not deny calling and meeting Jakpa at odd hours. Neither did he deny Jakpa's claim that he had been impressing on him to skew his testimony in a matter that will allow the state to secure a conviction against the minority leader. You have been accused of something and you are sitting there. You decide that the way to respond is through a press statement where you could have defended yourself there. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, in the period following these startling revelations, the NDC has obtained compelling evidence which support Mr. Jakpa's claim that the Attorney General indeed has engaged him on countless occasions and urged him to falsify, underline his testimony to aid the case of Attorney General against Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson. This evidence points to a devious, diabolic, and dangerous plan by the Attorney General to secure conviction against Minority Leader Dr. Ato Forson at all costs, contrary to what the third accused knows and believes to be the truth. We have in our possession a series of recordings in which the Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, is clearly heard goading, urging, impressing upon, and actually coaching Mr. Jakpa to bear false testimony against the minority leader, Dr. Ato Forson. All of this desperate subordination by Mr. Dame is just because he is hell-bent on securing the incarceration of the minority leader unjustly. Ladies and gentlemen, the first of these recordings is a 16-minute, 5-second telephone conversation between Godfrey Dame and Richard Jakpa, the third accused person, held on the morning meaning 12 minutes after 7 a.m. of 9th April 2024, a day that the third accused, Richard Jakpa, was preparing to go to court to continue his testimony. In this recording, which I will play shortly, which we will play to your hearing and share with you shortly, Godfrey Dame, the Attorney General, is clearly heard doing the following. I want to prepare your mind so that when you are listening to it, you can understand what it is. In this recording, if you pay attention, you see that Godfrey Dame is heard impressing upon Richard Jakpa, the third accused, to skew his answers and testimony to support the petition's case. The prosecution's case, I beg your pardon. This was despite Mr. Jakpa's insistence that the lie the Attorney General wanted him to toe was dishonest, untenable, and that his conscience could not allow him to do so. The now dishonorable Attorney General then dangled the assurance that Richard Jakpa's acceptance to testify the Attorney General's way was not going to get him into any difficulty. Tell a lie and we will set you free. That was the agenda. If we tell a lie and we nail our enemy, not the state's enemy, but our enemy, he will set you free. And he says, no, my conscience doesn't allow me to do that. Conspiracy against an accused person. In the recording under reference, Richard Jakpa reveals that Godfrey Dame had met him on several occasions at the residence of a Supreme Court judge, sitting Supreme Court judge, to impress upon him to testify in a manner that the prosecution wants in order to fix and wrongly jail the minority leader, Dr. Tuforson. Godfrey Dame did not refuse this statement by Richard Jakpa, except to caution him that they were speaking on phone and that he was not sure if anyone.
The constitution, the two national conformity, that tape. More powers on their own. I don't know how to straight no man can initiate financial responsibilities no man clear because what there will be just what the approval from somewhere and I'm America. And the message that is the practice also on what basis and we issue LC guarantee no we explain for how many times I mean some no I don't know it will be aware me pay we are mbocho mameka some show let us say letters of credit sending can basically and say there and your payment you have a problem say what in the letters of credit in the Bank of Ghana for wojina na what you come big here you are in error. It is on approval basis. Say independent of
Godfrey Dame as a lawyer and a prosecutor. By talking to a represented person in an ongoing trial on the blind side of the represented person's lawyer and urging the represented person to testify in a manner that aids the prosecution's case, Godfrey Dame violently violated the legal professional code of ethics rule 2020 LI 2423 in many ways. I'm not a lawyer, but this was passed in Parliament. I'm a parliamentarian. This gross professional misconduct on the part of no less a person than the Attorney General, who was the leader of the bar, bears a high responsibility to adhere to the rules of ethics of the legal profession, is reprehensible and totally unpardonable. The next one has to do with the fabrication of evidence to pervert the course of justice. Minister of Justice fabricating evidence to pervert the course of justice. It is instructive to note that in the audio recording, Godfrey Dame is heard persuading Mr. Jakpa not to end his testimony by a particular time to allow him to travel, Godfrey Dame to travel. The dishonorable Attorney General is also heard persuading Mr. Jakpa to procure and submit a fake medical excuse duty to the court, which he was scheduled to testify before that morning. Attorney General and Minister of Justice. This was to enable Godfrey Dame travel abroad without missing Jakpa's testimony. Attorney General, you are asking somebody who is before court for what you claim to be one crime to go and commit another one, to come and deceive the court. By asking a witness to fabricate evidence to deceive a court, Godfrey Dame, the Attorney General, sought to undermine the judicial and justice administration process in this country. This conduct of Godfrey Dame constitutes the offense of perjury, which is a crime punishable under the laws of Ghana, specifically section 213 and 214 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I would at this stage invite you. You have been salivating for some time now, but I want to invite you to the content of this recording, after which I'll make some important observations. Let me allow you.
You pay only after the goods have been delivered, because that is also the contract, not so.
Yes, but then the financial instrument for the project is an irrevocable letter of credit. So that credit letter has already been sent.
Hold on, no problem. But in my view, that letter of credit area, the contract requires that you pay by letters of credit, not so.
Yes, in addition, we should establish it upon the sign of the contract. So already you have paid.
Upon the sign of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes. Upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance, since there was no advance payment, that LC was a security that you have to establish ahead.
No problem. The sign of the contract for every 50 ambulance. Is it the contract for every 50 ambulance?
Pardon?
Is it the contract for? I'm saying upon the sign of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes.
Is it the contract for every 50 ambulance?
The contract is for 200 ambulances in tranches of 50.
Good. Hold on. So that contract for 50 ambulance is different from this one?
No. It is, the contract is one contract for 200 ambulances, which has been broken down within the contract for every you establish LC for every 50 tranche. So you have 4 LCs for the 200 ambulances.
No, that part I disagree with you. But if you look at the terms and contract, it's quite clear. And it should not be difficult for you to accept, because really it doesn't put you in any problem at all. That does not put you into any difficulty. I don't know the Minister of Health, the Minister of Finance. So for me, if you accept that, then it doesn't put you in any difficulty.
The problem I have in accepting that for you is that in there are letters that confirm that both from.
You see, the witness is telling you what the situation is, what the true facts are, and you say he should testify in a certain particular way, and that it won't create any difficulty for him. He will go free and somebody else will be jailed for dishonesty, and the witness keeps insisting that it is against his conscience, he cannot do what you want done. Continue. Continue.
Government and from the principal. That is for every 50 ambulances. That confirms that. And I'll be sending those letters in. So I cannot go against what the letters say and the contract say, because I was the agent at that time. Japan Business was the agent.
Hold on. LC's on site. Payment shall be in euros. First, if we said there shall be no advance payment.
Yes.
What does advance payment mean?
What it means is that you are not the supplier was not going to be paid any cash, any money for him to use in procuring all the accessories and everything to manufacture. So the manufacturer will use his own money to buy the ambulance vans, all the accessories from across the globe, with the security from government being the LC. And the LC has conditions precedent.
Hold on. Yes, advance payment not mean paying in advance of the delivery of the goods.
They said no advance payment.
Yes, advance payment means that you are paying before the goods are delivered to you.
No, they said no advance payment. Not that there's advance payment. Yes. No advance. Mean that you will not pay.
Yes, until the goods are delivered to you, also.
Yes.
Yeah, so until the goods are delivered, you don't pay at all.
You don't pay.
Also. So, and then also, it goes ahead to say that payment shall be in a free manner. LC is on site of goods. In fact, what is even LC on site of goods? What does it mean?
What LC on site of goods means is that when you ship the documents, when you ship the goods, when you ship the goods from your port of origin, the bill of lading of the goods is what you use as
on site of goods means, means when the goods have been shipped.
They have been shipped.
Not when the goods have been delivered in Ghana.
No, when the goods have been shipped. Because you have gone to do principal. So what I'm trying to explain is that so you use the bill of lading. You use a bill of lading. You use a bill of lading.
You establish the LCs after.
Pause. You see the problem of Godfrey Dame. He doesn't understand anything about these international payments at all. And he wants the witness to accept his ignorance and then go to court to make a statement that will expose the witness as also as ignorant as Godfrey Dame. Because you see, what you call a letter of credit is just some guarantee. You sign an agreement with somebody that I'll supply these ambulances. But the person must also be secure that when he supplies the ambulances, there will be payment. So you sign a document that, look, the moment you are able to buy your equipment yourself and you ship them and you bring the bill of lading to me for me to satisfy myself that the equipment had been shipped and that this is the evidence that I will be receiving them on this date, then I can also authorize the bank to pay you what has been agreed upon. Because you can't go to the sea and reclaim the things back. You see? So that's all. So a letter of credit does not give you money until I eventually tell them to pay because I have received the items. So you are saying that somebody signed a letter of credit and so the nation has lost money. And your government took over. If you realize that the things have not been received, why would you authorize payment? So this is simple, but the problem the problem is ignorance. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Inspection.
No.
About that.
No, the LC is established as soon as you sign the contract. You establish the LC, and that becomes the security comfort for the supplier to invest its money.
It says LCs on site of goods are returned upon the signing of the contract.
Yes.
For every 50 ambulances.
Yes.
Yes. Which contract is this? It's not a contract for every 50 ambulances. So under this main contract, this was like the main contract.
The main contract and LC for every 50 of the 200. So the contract is not saying that government should establish one LC which is 15.8 million euros for the whole 200 at a go. No. Government has a bulk contract of 15.8 million euros. Now, this contract will become, the ambulance will become in tranches of 50 ambulances. So you establish your LC for the 50. When that 50 have been delivered and everything sorted out and handed over, another LC is established for another subsequent 50 until you finish all the 200. That is what the contract says. So the LC that was established.
Even then, hold on. I don't agree with your explanation. But even then, this your explanation. That's not what happened in this case.
Okay, what happened?
Yeah, that's not what happened. Yes, because the LC was established even before pre-shipment inspection.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
There was no pre-shipment inspection. So,
yes.
So it means there was no basis for the LC to be established in the first place.
No.
That's really not your problem anyway.
Right, that place, in that particular place, you are getting it wrong. If you may have patience for me to explain.
No.
You are getting it wrong there because when you establish LC, the LC had conditions precedent for it to be honored. And the condition precedent states that you can only cash the LC when you present shipping documents, which is bill of lading, to the Ghana International Bank of the buyer before the LC can be honored. So even though the LC was established upon the signing of the contract, was supposed to be established upon the signing of the contract, it cannot be cashed or honored. It becomes a form of security for the supplier to invest his own money. And when he ships the ambulances, he can then send a bill of lading to your bankers to then honor the LC, because that is a condition precedent.
But in any case, in this case, even the LC was actually cashed. Everything that payment was actually made before the goods were shipped.
No.
The goods got together.
No.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't have the supplier. There is no way under the sun he could have cashed the LC before the shipping document, which were condition precedent, was presented to Ghana International Bank. Even when he presented the document to Ghana International Bank refused to honor the LC, raising issues of discrepancy, which came back to Bank of Ghana, which later went to the Ministry of Health, and then Animana authorized Bank of Ghana through Ministry of Finance to pay because they had sorted out the discrepancies with Big C. That time, around this time, the ambulances had already arrived in Ghana. You are not privy to this one, I'm telling you.
In my view, if we agree to this theory, it's so simple. The theory of the case.
Not agree to the way you want to go. The way you want to go about it.
If you agree to this deal, where the witness agrees with Godfred Odame the way he wants to go about the case, then the witness will have no case. There will be no difficulty for him. So listen to that part there.
I decided not to say it because I want to help the AG make his case. And I asked myself, what is my interest in it?
I'm not asking you to really help me. I'm just going by it. Anyway, so that's fine. So this one was even just by the way.
I hope you get my difficulty. It's because I'm innocent and I'm going through ordeal. So I'm looking at another person also going to go through ordeal and through me because I know the truth and I decide not to say it. About question sentence. If I go by that way, frankly speaking, I'll be dishonest. Because I know that is not how it's supposed to be about it and how you want me to go about my answering question sentence. That time, around this time, the ambulances had already arrived in Ghana. You are not privy to this one, I'm telling you.
In my view, if we agree to this theory, it's so simple. The theory of the case.
Not agree to the way you want to go. The way you want to go about it.
let's agree. Let's describe it that way. Let's describe it that way. Do I want to go about it?
Okay,
agree this way. For me, it makes it simple.
Yes, it will make it.
It doesn't also involve. It doesn't involve any difficulty for you.
Yes, I agree. I understand your point.
There is no advancement. Yes, when you say there's no advancement, ordinarily meaning in Ghana that you don't pay until you get your goods. Now the contract here, even the clear terms, unless maybe you guys did not draft the contract, it says everything on site of goods shall be established upon the signing of the contract for every future.
No, it was the contract was drafted by government. It was done by government.
Oh, yes.
And it was an AG department perused the contract and approved the contract for government.
It is not a problem. We had the approval. Every contract is actually approved before later when they implement it, then problems.
You see, what the difficulty I have with your position is that, you see, frankly speaking, fine, as you are saying, if I agree to your position, how you want to go about it and how you want me to go about my answering questions and things, if I go by that way, frankly speaking, I'll be dishonest because I know that is not how it's supposed to be.
You heard him. This is the facts, but you want me to go about it your way. And I feel that if I go about it your way, I'll be dishonest. So they should continue.
Question sentence. If I go by that way, frankly speaking, I'll be dishonest. Because I know that is not how it's supposed to be. And I'll be dishonest, and I'll be dishonest in such a way that I'll be assisting for someone I know is completely innocent about this. For example, Atufosin, to be jailed because I knew something was wrong, was not the way, and I decided to keep quiet and to answer the question in a way that will make your case better for you to jail him. I'll be battling with my conscience. That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulendi, when Yoni Kulendi's place, anytime you bring this issue, that is my problem I'm having. Because me, for example, that is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue, me to go about my answering questions and things. If I go by that way, frankly speaking, I'll be dishonest. Because I know that is not how it's supposed to be. And I'll be dishonest, and I'll be dishonest in such a way that I'll be assisting for someone I know is completely innocent about this. For example, Atufosin, to be jailed because I knew something was wrong, was not the way, and I decided to keep quiet and to answer the question in a way that will make your case better for you to jail him. I'll be battling with my conscience. That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulendi, when Yoni Kulendi's place, anytime you bring this issue, that is my problem I'm having. Because me, for example, I am in this case because I'm innocent and I'm going through ordeal. So I'm looking at another person also going to go through ordeal and through me because I know the truth and I decide not to say it because I want to help the AG make his case. And I ask myself, what is my interest in it?
I'm not asking you to really help me. I'm just going by it. But anyway, so that's fine. So this one was even just by the way.
I hope you get my difficulty.
It's on the phone. I don't even know that.
Oh no. No, don't worry about that one. My issue I'm just oh no. You and I will be meeting.
Please. Order. Please, let's listen to the tape, please. I beg you.
My issue I'm just oh no. You and I will be meeting. You will be meeting me at my cousin's place, and you've been bringing this issue up several times. And I keep telling you that I can't do that because it doesn't sit well with me.
This is the man who says he has never met the witness. Continue.
Yeah. It's for every. So when you see the hand for every 50 ambulance, means that it's not only the 50. For every, it means that it is not only 50.
All right.
Means that there are a lot of 50s that will be following. So that is what I was trying to explain to you. So frankly speaking, the LC that was established was as a security for the supplier to invest his own money since there's no advantage.
Yes, it is the same that was used to pay. Because LC was the means of payment and the agreement.
Yes. When the conditions precedents are met.
Which is what? That is good that they have some documents.
That he has the bill of ladings, the ambulance have been shipped, and the bill of ladings are presented. That is when you can catch the LC. So until you ship the ambulances, you can't catch the ambulance, you can't catch the LC.
It was done in this case also.
Yes, in this case, yes. When he shipped the ambulances, he then presented their documents to Ghana International Bank, and then Ghana International Bank refused to honor the LC and raised issues of discrepancies, which was later cleared by Animana at the Ministry of Health for payment to proceed, and that is how he was paid.
Yes.
So, frankly speaking, if there's somebody who authorized this payment to go on, even though in Ghana International Bank raised issues of discrepancies, it's Animana. He was authorizing those payments.
But you quote here the Bank of Ghana officials and the Minister of officials, and even Setepe say that no payment can go on except with Minister of Finance authorization. There's no way Minister of Health will authorize. In fact, Minister of Health actually in their letter they said no, they should go ahead and produce ambulances.
No, after that letter that said ITE wrote that they should suspend production and those things was contrary to the terms of the contract, and that letter went to your office, the AG's office, and the AG debunked that letter and wrote his legal opinion and told her that they should proceed. So AG, that letter had been destroyed by your department, by your ministry. So that letter is of no value. It is the AG's legal opinion that overrode that letter, and finance had to implement the AG's opinion.
Yeah, and by the AG's legal opinion, the terms of the contract will be honored.
Yes.
Or the terms of the contract will breach.
And because they were already breached, and the AG wanted them to honor it. So that ITE's letter that you want to rely on is of no value.
They honor it. Honor the terms of contract.
The ministry. Yeah, they still didn't honor some part of the contract. They honored the LC part, but when it came to a pre-shipment inspection, they refused to honor that particular part.
Okay.
So they waive their right to go and inspect, and then they turn around and blame people for you not going to inspect to rectify any manufacturing defect that the pre-shipment inspection was meant to cure. So Sher ITE, through her negligence and refusal to implement the pre-shipment inspection, created this problem. That's what I was trying to head.
So the reason for that is that's my timetable for the rest of the
that means that you are not going to be around.
So and then even next week, the whole of next week, I will not be around. If there's a way of you not even finishing next week, I would appreciate.
Oh no, okay, no, I'll not finish next week. I don't think I'll be able to finish because the documents are many. So you surely go and come and meet me.
Oh, no,
but that will also depend upon the judge's behavior.
You can bring one medical experience next week.
Okay.
Yes,
okay, fine. If you bring a medical excuse next week.
I think you. How can I bring a medical excuse?
No, you are saying that I should bring a medical excuse next week.
You can if you want.
But brother, you want this one to issue bench warrant for me again?
Anyway.
You see, Attorney General asking the witness who is fit, who is not sick, to produce medical excuse duty to go and mislead the court. You see where we are now. Minister of Justice asking somebody who is not sick to go and forge a medical excuse duty, to go and mislead the court. Please continue. Tape. Gramophone. Continue. You haven't. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I don't know whether I should continue talking again. The recording you just heard is one that is worrying, and all Ghanaians must be concerned about it. This is a scandal of unimaginable proportions that seriously exposes the criminal mindedness and lack of integrity of the Attorney General, my brother Godfred. Oh, if I have a criminal brother, it doesn't mean I'm a criminal. It also highlights the dishonesty of the prosecution in the ambulance trial and the desperate lengths they are prepared to go to secure wrongful conviction against Honorable Ato Forson at all costs. Clearly, Mr. Dame, who as Attorney General ought to know better, was doing everything he could, including criminal acts, to defeat the long-cherished legal principle that it is better to set 1,000 guilty people free than to convict one innocent person. Again, this recording confirms our long-held position on Godfred Dame's notoriety for judicial manipulations against opponents of the Akufo-Addo Bawumia regime. After many years of getting away with his shady, crooked and underhand dealings, Godfred Dame's cup has become full, and his day of reckoning has finally arrived. Today, Godfred Dame stands exposed as an unethical, scheming and devious Attorney General who will go to whatever lengths, including engaging in criminality, to unjustly silence, persecute and imprison critics of his government. Dame is clearly a devious character, bereft of integrity, honor, and unfit to occupy the high and hallowed public office of Attorney General. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, why should we be concerned about this tape recording at all? As I have already intimated, this tape recording captures professional misconduct, unethical behavior, and criminal conduct on the part of no less a person than the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, Godfred Dame. This conduct of Attorney General Godfred Dame offends Rule 13, 40, and 54 of the Legal Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules, quote unquote, LI 2324. I'm not a lawyer, but all these things were passed through Parliament. So if I'm quoting them, I'm not talking court matter, I'm talking about the laws we pass, in Parliament. Rule 13 of LI 2324, which is on communication with represented party. Communications with represented party. If there's a court case and somebody is represented by a lawyer, if another party is talking to that person, he must talk to him in the presence of his lawyer or through his lawyer. The law we pass, is that not what they mean? Or with his consent. And it states, quote, a lawyer shall not approach, communicate, or deal with a represented person on a matter or attempt to negotiate or compromise a matter directly with a represented person except through or with the consent of the lawyer of that represented person. Black and white, that is the law. At the time that Mr. Godfrey Dame was calling and meeting Richard Jakpa at odd hours to urge, goad, impress upon and coach him to testify the Attorney General's way, Mr. Jakpa was represented by a lawyer. They claim that the Attorney General has been engaging the third accused directly because he has been changing lawyers frequently is totally false. For instance, at the time Godfrey Dame engaged the third accused, Richard Jakpa, in the phone call conversation that we just played to you on 9th April 2024, the third accused was represented by the distinguished lawyer Thaddeus Sorry. It is clear from the tape recording that Godfrey Dame was communicating with the third accused, Richard Jakpa, on the blind side of his lawyer as well as the court, and he was attempting to compromise Jakpa in order to wrongfully convict Dr. Atto-Forson. This is a cardinal sin against the legal profession. Quote, Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules. That is contained in LI 2324. Again, Rule 41 of LI, the same LI 2324, which highlights special responsibilities of a prosecutor, states, quote, where a lawyer acts as a prosecutor, in this case, where Godfrey Dame acts as a prosecutor, the lawyer shall act resolutely and honorably within the limits of the law and shall treat the court or tribunal with candor, fairness, courtesy, and respect. Unquote. It is clear from this tape that Godfrey Dame's conduct violates Rule 41 of LI 2023. He consciously, deliberately, and knowingly did not act resolutely nor honorably. Neither did Dame treat the court with candor, fairness, and respect that all lawyers, and in this particular case, prosecutors, are required by law to do. The standard of integrity of evidence is also provided for by Rule 54 of LI 2324, and it states, I beg to quote, Rule 54(1), a lawyer shall not advise or suggest to a witness to give false evidence. So a lawyer shall not advise a healthy person to procure excuse duty from fraudulently to come and mislead the court. 2, a lawyer shall not suggest A or B, condone a client or another person suggesting to a prospective witness the content of any particular evidence which the witness should give at any stage in a proceeding. You heard him suggesting to the witness how he should talk, how he should answer questions so they can jail Atto-Forson and he will be free. This is the duty placed by law on all lawyers, including the Attorney General. Godfrey Dame, by his conduct, which are captured on this tape, clearly violates this duty and placed on him as a lawyer. Again, Godfrey Dame's conduct violates Section 315 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, which is on fabrication of evidence, and states as follows: whoever fabricates evidence with the intent to defeat, obstruct, or pervert the course of justice in any proceeding shall be liable to the same penalties as if he had committed perjury in that proceedings. It is clear from the tape recording that Mr. Dame was urging, goading, and encouraging the third accused to fabricate evidence in the form of a fake medical excuse duty to deceive the trial court. Ladies and gentlemen, we now get to false entrapment excuse that Godfrey Dame seems to be relying on. We note that following Mr. Richard Jakpa's explosive testimony last Thursday and the widespread controversy it has generated, Godfrey Dame has resorted to peddling more lies in an attempt to escape accountability. The thing about lies is that when you tell one, every lie you tell, you need 10 more lies to defend. So it grows exponentially. First, the Attorney General publicly stated at paragraph 2 of his press release of 23rd May 2024 that, quote, "The Republic has never required or desired the cooperation of any of the accused persons in the matter in which it has already succeeded in establishing a prima facie case against all the accused persons. Neither the Attorney General nor any officer from the Office of the Attorney General has approached any of the accused persons with a view to obtaining evidence from them." Have you heard it? In spite of all this that he has said, he has cleaned the mouth and is telling the public that he has never engaged anybody on this matter at all. It is glaringly clear from the tape recording you just listened to that this claim is a barefaced lie peddled by the dishonorable Attorney General and his office to deceive the public. In sharp contrast to his earlier claim that he has never met any of the accused persons, the Attorney General now claims that he has actually contacted and met the third accused, Richard Jakpa, but that he met him only once at the residence of a Supreme Court judge, and that this meeting was not at his behest, but rather at the behest of a sitting Supreme Court judge who entrapped him. He now wants to extend the lie to a Supreme Court judge. Ladies and gentlemen, all these claims by the Attorney General through his spokesperson are lies, and we have evidence to prove so. In addition to the voice recordings, we have other evidence by way of screenshots of chats on WhatsApp between Godfrey Dame and Mr. Jakpa, which further proved that the Attorney General contacted and represented a represented person without recourse to the represented person's lawyer. The charts further show that it was Godfrey Dame who chose to meet Richard Jakpa at the house of the Supreme Court judge, and not the Supreme Court judge who invited them.
So the first one. The date, 16 February.
16 February 2022.
You know the mic. The mic.
16 February 2022. From Richard Japa. I'm humbly requesting for a time and venue at your convenience to meet you for a private discussion, please. Then I'm most grateful for that kind gesture from you. Then hope to hear favorably from you. This is all from Richard Japa. Then you come down here. That is from Godfrey Dame. I will arrange through your brother. Thanks. That brother is the Supreme Court judge. So Godfrey Dame says he will arrange through the Supreme Court judge for them to meet. So the Supreme Court judge has not requested for any meeting in his house. It's Godfrey Dame who arranged the meeting. Then he said, okay.
Yeah. So no, hold on.
Yeah.
Go back. So as you read.
The chart show it was Godfrey Dame who chose to meet Richard Japa at the house of the Supreme Court judge. As you can see from this screen, this is a WhatsApp chat dated 16 February 2022, which Godfrey Dame undertakes to arrange a meeting with Mr. Japa through his brother, actually his cousin, the Supreme Court judge, through a WhatsApp message sent at 7:32 p.m. This evidence totally belies Dame's contrived and gross claim that he was entrapped. So he was not entrapped. He planned to use the Supreme Court judge to call the witness for whatever they wanted to set up. The next set of WhatsApp chats, WhatsApp exhibits 2, 3, and 4, dated 17th July 2022, shows Godfrey Dame receiving certain soft copies of documents from Mr. Richard Japa to facilitate his prosecution of the minority leader at 11:29 p.m. close to midnight. So if you hear Richard Japa saying odd and unholy hours and times, this is what he was referring to. This was immediately after the Attorney General had met Mr. Japa at the residence of the Supreme Court judge at the instance of the Attorney General. So these are documents which the Japa forwarded to Godfrey Dame after that meeting. I want to jail somebody, I don't have the documents, can you help me? If you help me, I will free you, then we can use the documents. And you got all these documents, and still the document could not incriminate anybody, and now you want him to lie on top of the documents. So these are documents. And in the next WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp exhibit 5, dated 23rd November 2023, Godfrey Dame is seen to have placed a call at 10:40 a.m. to Richard Japa and followed it with a message at 10:49, acknowledging a message sent to him by Mr. Japa that the case had been adjourned to Thursday the following week. Bro, the case is adjourned to next week Thursday. The man is still on admission fighting for his dear life. Then Godfrey Dame, okay, thanks. This the final WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp exhibit 6, dated Tuesday 9th April 2024, shows evidence of a 26-minute phone call placed to Richard Japa by Godfrey Dame at 7:12 a.m. the morning of the day Jakpa was scheduled to testify in the court. The recorded one we played for you. It was the morning Jakpa was going to court to testify. And he was saying that today if you go, tell them this. Letters of credit means cash payment. Letters of this means this. So go and tell them. But we don't have our own finance system in Ghana, which is different from the finance system everybody knows all over the world. How can you say that letters of credit is just cash payment? Somebody has taken the money without delivery of goods. And he was pushing him. And the man says, I have my conscience. I can't do it because I am being prosecuted from lies somebody has told about me. So why do you want me to lie for another person to also prosecute when I'm feeling the pinch of how lies can be used to create a problem for you? So I'm not going to do it. You see, it is this telephone conversation that we have played to you, and it was in this conversation that Godfrey Dame, among others, asked Jakpa to fabricate a fake medical excuse duty to deceive the trial court. That's the claim by the dishonorable Attorney General Godfrey Dame, that he only met this person once, and that same was true entrapment by a Supreme Court judge is not only false but hogwash. You now agree? Ladies and gentlemen, following Mr. Jakpa's testimony in court, and now I'm going to talk about the contrived plea bargain which Godfrey Dame is using as the reason for their meeting and all that. The Attorney General has falsely claimed through his spokesperson and various assigns that his engagement with the third accused was for purposes of plea bargaining negotiations at the instance of the third accused. We want to state for the records that there has not been any plea bargaining meetings between the Attorney General and the third throughout this trial. All the letters being circulated by the Attorney General in the media dated 27th April 2023, 16th May 2023, 30th May 2023, and 12th June 2023 were proposals for amicable settlement and plea from Deep Sea LLC and Mr. Jakpa. All these proposals were rejected by the Attorney General, whereupon the trial court decided to continue with the hearing and adjudication of this case. Since then, the court has not been informed of the commencement of any plea bargain negotiations as required by Section 162C, Sub 3 of Plea Bargaining Act 2022, Act 1079. For emphasis, aside the letter submitted by Mr. Jakpa to the Attorney General for settlement or plea bargaining, which proposals were all rejected by the Attorney General, there has not been any meeting between either Mr. Jakpa or his lawyers on the one hand and Attorney General or his assigns on the other hand. It is worthy of note that all those letters were signed by lawyers of Mr. Jakpa. This means that, assuming the Attorney General had accepted to engage the third accused in plea bargaining negotiations, same should have been done with the lawyers of the third accused as required by Section 162A(3) of Plea Bargaining Act 2022, Act 1079. More importantly, the evidence of clandestine communication and meetings between Attorney General and third accused, which we have shown you, dates back as far as 16th February 2022, 17th July 2022, when no settlement or plea bargaining proposals have even been made by Big C and Mr. Agyapong. All these communications, telephone calls, WhatsApp chats and all that, they all happened in 2022. And you are flaunting letters you claim were issued in 2023. That's the reason why you were calling. So, it is neither here nor there. We have also played to you a recording of a phone call conversation held between the Attorney General and Mr. Agyapong as recently as 9th April 2024, a day Mr. Agyapong was scheduled to testify in court. It is evidently clear from the foregoing facts that the plea bargaining excuse being mounted by the Attorney General and his assigns are palpable lies calculated to divert attention from the critical issues at stake. The question every well-meaning Ghanaian should be asking is why the Attorney General will refuse a proposal to settle this case, which will ensure the payment of 2 million euros to the state at a time our country is faced with economic bankruptcy. There was no wrongdoing on the part of anybody. Then somebody says he's sensitive about his company's reputation and so on, so he's prepared to pay 2 million euros to Ghana. I'm saying no. If I take it, Atufosin will not go to jail. So let that 2 million go waste, and I find way of contriving evidence to get Atufosin nailed. These are the statesmen we have. Ladies and gentlemen, considering the scandalous nature of this recording and other forms of evidence we have shown you, we wish to make the following pressing demands as part of efforts to restore credibility to the Attorney General's office and Ghana's judicial system as a whole. 1. The immediate and unconditional resignation or dismissal of Godfrey Dame for bringing the high office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice into disrepute and public opprobrium. Clearly, Mr. Dame is not fit to hold himself out as Attorney General and Minister of Justice. He is unfit to be the leader of the Ghana Bar. 2. The immediate prosecution of Godfrey Dame for multiple violations of the laws of Ghana. We wish to make it clear that should President Akufo-Addo refuse or fail to prosecute him, a future NDC government will prosecute Godfrey Dame for this heinous crime of fabrication of evidence. 3. Commencement of disciplinary proceedings by the General Legal Counsel against Godfrey Dame and his disbarment for conduct unbecoming of a lawyer, and more importantly, the leader of the Ghana Bar. 4. A publicly televised parliamentary inquiry into this and other reports of judicial manipulations by Godfrey Dame with a view to censor Godfrey Dame to prevent the recurrence of such judicial manipulations. In conclusion, friends from the media, it is clear from the incontrovertible evidence we have adduced today that the government has no evidence of wrongdoing against the minority leader, but is only involved in fabrications to persecute him as retribution for his strong opposition to the economic mismanagement and general misrule of the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government. These damning revelations call into question the integrity of the case of the prosecution in the ongoing ambulance trial and the necessity for same. Godfrey Dame has brought shame and disrepute to the Honorable Office of the Attorney General with his criminal, devious and vicious conduct. He is a danger to fairness and justice in our judicial system and represents the lowest point in the history of persons who have occupied the hallowed office of Attorney General and Minister of Justice. While we have pointed out many times that Godfrey Dame epitomizes all that is inherently wrong, investing both the office of the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice in the same person, we believe that he has recklessly abused both offices and his continuous stay in office is no longer tenable. The primary responsibility of the Attorney General is to be the voice of rule of law, ensure the impartial enforcement of law, and advise the President and government to take actions that conform to law. More importantly, an Attorney General must be a shining example and a leading light for the bar, not a criminal-minded, crooked, devious and vicious person who is preoccupied with witch hunting and victimization, as has become the cup of tea of Honorable or Dishonorable Godfrey Dame. You can make your choice. Mr. Dame has demonstrated time without number that he cannot prioritize the national interest over his party's parochial and self-serving interests. He must therefore resign or be sacked by the President without delay. Thank you very much, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, you can all resume your seats. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can all resume your seats. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we promised you that we were going to adduce shocking and incontrovertible evidence to prove the unprofessional and criminal conduct of the Dishonorable Godfrey Yeboah Dame in the ongoing Ato Forsen trial. And I believe you will agree with me that we have done just that. Not only have we given you an audio recording, we've also shown you WhatsApp chats. And I need to put on record that we have many audio recordings. This is just one. We don't want to confuse you. We don't want to give you, we don't want to overload you with evidence and information. And as the conversation ensues, you are going to hear from us again. So this is a very serious matter, and it is our hope that you, our friends in the media, the fourth estate of the realm, will treat it with the necessary seriousness and urgency. Now, at this stage, we will not be able to do any presentation in the Akan language because we don't have time, but later we will avail ourselves to speak to all the Akan stations. I would want to find out from the media men present here, just the media men present here. Do you have questions for General Mosquito, or this is self-explanatory? Good. Yeah. So, General, I think you've done justice to the issue. You've done justice to the issue. So we are going to share the script with you, and we are going to share with you the full tape, the full 60 minutes, 5 seconds tape. 16 minutes, 5 seconds tape. We're also going to share with you all the screenshots. And so just look at the evidence, evaluate the evidence, make an informed choice as a discerning Ghanaian, as a journalist, and speak up on this matter. Let's ensure that justice is done. Some have suggested that we are trying to get the states to free Honorable Ato Forsen. No, nobody has called for. Hello, Nobody has called for a discontinuation of any case. If the state still believes that they have a good case, looking at all this mess, to prosecute, they can. But we are saying that Godfred Dame is not the only person who can be an attorney general and prosecute that case if at all there is a case to prosecute. He must go, and all voices of conscience, including MPP members, must join us in this call, because it's about the sanctity of that important office of Attorney General and Minister of Justice. When we had these distinguished personalities in that office, we never heard anything like this. This is the first time that office has been brought into public disrepute and opprobrium in this manner, and we are demanding for action. Thank you very much. We will see you before you go. The hashtag is that Dame must go now. And this is not about insults, this is not about rumor mongering, this is about evidence. This is our tip. If you doubt it, bring your tape. We've shown you WhatsApp messages. If you doubt it, bring your evidence, and we are ready to engage in that informed discussion.
This long press conference NDC na in some of the doors ye pa na MPP so at the conference press conference no baba na some way ya born saying, are you waiting for the MPP some form of the emra ni nkambum anaza ya ne saying ajene
menu abema
ya ne zana
jo edikan no am say ya hwe ye nuanom NDC for mo press conference na
with serious voice recordings
kakra mekan say democracy no is good for all of us, especially ya shase I am from the 32 years muna ye way na ma shase no mekan say
o shase then the 32 years
Fourth Republic ya
okay.
Na ya nkabi ma nkabi amamo sami nti ya koyanim nti kakra mekan so ne say yes susu shefa ho ye ende ye mua asam ne developing story and nti na mekan ya mekan gina so say ye koyanim no yenhwe evidence a yenuanum NDC for so be dey e de baba na yenya ne say ya evidence ya bay
issue na bay o si yenhwe evidence NDC
baba no mo de abay
ye wa another evidence
na me ka so mo de abay na tie kasa na e ko so kra na there's an indication that p kra so wanim nti sisi ano attorney general ana wo hwe issues a mo de abeto ya o ma raise brofum yenu say unprofessional and misconduct e wone behavior no mo enti no ye behwe ono so ne ayi a wode beba but me ma one ayi bi say man yanso yam forget is a history so also guardian the time na ye wom no ye political season afi abato afi na me brother me papa me bibia General Mosquito former NDC secretary now chairman or raise issues about integrity when am hwe no makan say nipa wo kan sa asemi onu kro ya na at a point odan foni bi adi kire ye se na ye hu ya ma ye nyina ye nya awreshem se sabi sa na ye dai ete ye hu die si me kana me kan ba be si election petition e course Supreme Court na owie ya o toa so akọ election obekan say sa na de wo ye womfoni so na ade nyina no sabi na eye kasa o twamfoni bi de kire sabi yetimamufo say enyina so ye dai e wo ho na sa na nyina so bi ade eni ho because
but this is backed by recording. Did you see that or did you hear that?
Recording na make sure say recording na kura no so we record obi na say the court of competent jurisdiction na ye hia serious sabi omo wonim de e wo voice audio na recording ho no matumi authenticate niam na ya e course anything na make say me anya pre judicial na as the story unfold obi anya no ho abotre na mmum me twenga na fa adwena dina so say abre na abre nyina no abato abre so a ekwan a yenuan mo fa so nti na mesan
it can be possible that it's not that the voice is not authentic.
I cannot say so. What I'm saying is that yenjai ma story no dey on run na mmum nipa na ogina ha o kasa na wono no question obi ni credibility na me gina so na me dey say de o ye nyina no enam sabi ama no se ma o pese o de ye nti na o kasa na ma ye ru nso mfi say sana wayomi case e ba ye kan ho asem e beduru ba bia be da di say sabi it was create loot and share na sebi ɔman no ɛne wayomi any contract but ye gyina so tua sika ɛde ma no ɛno kura so fast forward ye nyina ni mekwan ya fast wa ye beto aba NDC bab one thing press conference ebe kan say they are in comfortable lead so wa ha ohun nti meka ma twemafo adwen aba besisu say ye ku anim na sansem ya ba bededi no ye nyan manimdifo ye de ebe ya ne say ebe kire ho adwen na emmom ye kire adwen no so no na ye kama de asisu say manya mfa ne say sebe amanyo samti ye ba be take political advantage near dia say obi esusu bribi na odi aye bribi de tia obi na wanam so mo anya political advantage ba hono na mempe say Ghana for adwen be dey ebe ko ho na emmom ye nhwe no in objective manner say asem no say nete na going forward no we ya bonten ye ko Supreme Court ho na evidence no be dey ebe ba because date na dey aba audio aba yat voices also ye tie nipa na ya accuse no so no so sebi nyina so wo no ye dey ode ba ye wi a na mpanifo na ye de constitution na asho mo nsa say saament me ho ase ba because dey ni jesam so say we ye criminal matter internet say enya asema sebi ye betumi aka say ye fa ntra because makachira say a take political dimension one kasan support can say the new patriotic party government in power after this yenso your press conference until you hold on na yen twen na we there yen fa say NDC for raise issues with certain evidence
but MPP mu conference no munyamba do you have message wo no wa mo bakadan
issue ya Asiana
what are you bringing on board today?
Oh, let's hold on and wait. Okay. After the press conference, maybe from Bebana, near the account we who near the home come or
also your take on what you saw in MPP funds.
Asama, me pada me kind there. If you ask na ye one, ebotum de asama de jobia. Ebia yanko botum ahwa amako. Ba de nkrofo bi ho a, e da asem bi du ho a. Me botum apue wo me no, anya na wa kra ye ayo ngase. You're not about at force and contain was stand a trial, criminal trial in this country. In all the criminal trials I've seen, Kumponua, Yenya, audio of this nature. Ekolo, my friend, hardcore ocular material evidence with pictures and at the same time audio. Taught you'll be your friend, reps ipsa locature. The thing speaks.
Well, there's no
itself.
pictures attached to it.
Oh. Yeah, what's up? Picture no more. Me no here. I take it as a picture. It's electronic and it is not moving. It's moving there picture.
But no the
I'm imagining so when I don't know about oh no I'm talking about the WhatsApp messages.
Okay.
Me when there a image.
Okay.
Na where a letters come. See them na American. Pocho. I kasa me share them me din man kasa. So number 2. And I want to watch be aware there. The charges, criminal prosecutions against Dr. Toforson no, has nothing to do with stealing of money. And I'm there. It's a funa shafuna wash. Medical market stealing is captured under section 124. And of course, financial also were captured 179A.
Charge sheet in the stealing.
But to be over, oh, pocho, it's near them. My team is showing Kasa, my medina, if it is any
causing financial loss to the state.
Now, what is that? Hey, gentlemen, this is a TV, it's not a radio. I would put some way among Crofun there, and my crime and Nippon so, or can I say, and it's name me there, in my mete, no matter that my dinner me too. And we are number 1. Ain't it? Ada Dr. Forson here and so, me pede in establishment were there. He made no payment. Letter of credit so, nkofa what has endorse. Okay, letter of credit I made come achieve the down. The summarize me come can be there. Say pede ku frade wo international marketer. No ni pa kunu free do ono din card ni ska koto aba. Awo we there e man guarantee there. Iba wo ba ebotua. Ministry of Health need them capacity. They want madam guarantee. Because Ministry of Finance and what again is Kasamdo. It's a one way part of the obligations. Ebosha, Anna, audio 18. No, okay, there. Letter of credit now, we issue, you know. What they guarantee the Ubuchi and a Padinankasa, the Niska, a big siphon. One cassa what won't scare Traden. Now, bill of lading, no yard yellow, a document that's saying my washapo.
into our bill of lading one second. Never go my bankers there. And then when I make a chap upon non Bremen, I'm about my mum, the letter of credit or that benti mundia. Now the matter no Minister of Finance for what check it. A year and was a contract at one party and another party. Party or sign contract the Minister of Health was signed on behalf of the government of Ghana, not the Minister of Finance. And to say Yamanaba, honor the right person, the right ministry, what about Yaman, okay, BBI intact in see, won't you? Sebosha, what the letter of credit no international bank, no, international commercial bank, I think it was mentioned. What's if you see there are discrepancies. And then the chief director now, MP before filing Dolly prosecute on his case. I mean, was one and it's audio now. I'm not sure they have settled the discrepancies. And so the Ministry of Finance should release their money for one budget allocation to them to be able to pay. In our party to the contract. Now what can they BBI UK? Finance Minister no check it in the manner what buying. And then number 1. 2. Even before the letters of credit were established, there was an AG advice, the then AG, Attorney General. The man shown here, the man is a man take steps to fulfill the terms of the contractor. It will lead to judgment debt against the state. It is how he will be an office, a deputy finance minister, and a minister of finance. Now, so be sure them can't tell you about the answer. It may lead to judgment debt. Sanction here no negligence. It took man at the Madini Sina and established letter of credit and not contracting and question on fire number. No work there. The major men was a contract. And yeah, you know, didn't see what you can say about man. I don't put said that cost financial loss and Gaza. And also act on the AG's advice. He is not a lawyer. I thought first is an economist. The finance minister too is an economist. So when the AG advises, if you look at Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution, the AG is the principal legal advisor to the president and the government of Ghana. So if the AG advises, there the Madam Butuma Kose judgment data, you being a public officer, you act according to the advice of the AG. And once we issue letters of credit, the letter of credit, your free be break of chain in causation in law, break of chain in causation. The young shaders are not about to force anything or set in motion, no. Say, there was an order from the chief director of the Ministry of Health. Can the payment go on? No, that is not the principles of law governing letters of credit. Okay. Inti mame pede ye na eta sen de. O man no na ya de bi na obi a sebe oba na o ka hwe tape ete. If indeed this audio is authenticated, accused person being who or stand a trial on a felonious offense. So ni lawyer mpa, and the state will have to give him a lawyer pay Article 294. In a criminal matter, they need lawyer
at this audio.
Yeah, I cannot. Yeah, no, not me.
I use if clause.
Not it. Me say
if clause.
Say lawyer be a. Mfan say more criminal charges. Ne say ni lawyer. Ghana Constitution no. Or say the government of Ghana or supply even a lawyer. And they say kade at the time na mo di them conversation no. And a fire and a lawyer, you cannot communicate with the accused person personally.
That is whereby I have verified.
Chairman,
what's some reason they may bow? I sound so about you.
Then
when you finish, because I have not finished.
Chairman can say AG has violated the law. I don't know who can answer. Is it true? Looking at these circumstances, you know, another one. Because he's trying to say, justice, you know, what their interest is to jail somebody, not to prevent the person from going to jail.
Politics. My brother, Nancy Mawakine, or your final submission, or Baba Conan. Not the Abesha is a Ghana for and ya BB. Now we know issue if clause is if we're able to what?
Oh, use conditional clause. It has not been ascertained.
But all land no about BB no be or teaching now wash and bedroom says Sebi, the course no will be per se or take advantage FBB so not the BB Sebi and number so. Wabra, young conclude your horn and make a chance of horn day, yen do ho. And until I make us a sitting Ketiano Wakanasam, and a sitting Ketia Wakasai, some account, the soon in the bank at the actual Ghana politician. Now, once winning. Esedu Nketia, former NDC General Secretary.
Chairman.
Oh, yeah, chairman. Chairman, then secretary. I nimse on one kasa, Edina, court, Akasa, Sebi, Abaya Trail Crano, na Abontin, and the court Ninano, onim, but a bro Abonteno.
But you keep serving my question.
Diana.
You haven't come to my question. The question I asked.
Who say Nasama work and meaning say we breach certain clauses are a warning code of fire. And I make us a mean to me, baby, amity. I mean a lawyer, and I say don't catch us my work and Medina so I jedi, Eddie. And in my first submission, my brother, no walk back. Now we're explaining LC, the processes in them. How many times no explaining the madam? None of my catching say in conclusion, Sebi mimiti, baby, I'm mean to me, Casa at forcing. Wa tumra anaso wan dey on tumra entino yehwe proceedings no so ekona obi na we did latest development ade abeshim anu tina make say dun ketia so am further and better particulars are sisi an ebetumi akọ raise no wo court na court na so atumi agina so na kwan omofa so amoda omuduma de adi no oma ye hwehwemu ese na ade efata na omuhwe a judgment ode beba ne nyina ade ye nsom na de ye wo se ka fa wono so ade ye ka na sa breed me yenye ne enye bribi te se sebi obi aye bribi a emra kwan so efi ade enihu na obi pese ofa kwan bi so na odane no e kire se waye bone bi e ho na me brai otwa fa me pese me twen na dwen de ba so se so ode kofa wo sa obi a ho betie bia no e be hu se no se ne asem so ko sebi baby edi asem na ye kan na de be film beba no obehwe no different what angle say the make what I say because ebasa na gidi a timamufo nso enyama ye court system no so na dey eba from e ho na me person no be dey obekọ ho na wajai na sisi akonkon because ye hu bi dey epen wabra obi agira bonten aye video interview wire audios wakan nsema ye copy say won fan kiremu mra no wantumi adai amfan kiremu adai amba ana mama several examples nansanyan ye nuanu mandisi for maslock issue say no mu defend wa bonten say the same processes are Godfrey Yabo Adam e fa so di ne dwuma ya bi na onam so but unna so enyama court ono ankasa ne lawyers na ade ohwe evidence
so provide say we so it has exposed AG
no because the side of the issue and am I so you cannot
you just mention of the Maslock in America
the judgment about
that is the way
and America say
no so they've gotten one maybe evidence as what we saw no and maybe
say per wo mo de na ye hu ni say near one side of the issue until let's wait and hold on here share age no so the side of the story of there or the baba
so it's not exposed
for now you can say so says obi o hwe bia betumi aka say is exposed but me conclude sir na me she obi o hwe say abri say eni kwa so no so conclude sir because one side of the coin
okay
so what I say ya to na one show no let's find out there what afafofro no so je ne be fi wo be there ebeba nti the bom na yetu na etumi make proper judgment because ye nyina no we one side e bi kura na bibi na trigger them very good SS wa ko na ye kontokwa sa abra me misa say de na esi bisa say ndura de na ye dey esi intino ebia na bibi na kofa we dey e dey buy
na because say even voice in cry bi wo cry na it has to go to a proper channel
very good
for
good na we no so also age wa ko offender judge ni fie na third accused person here dey e wo ho no madi nkomo ni kwa say pe na hyehyem no fa sa akwan no so e bi kura na te say de work na amra no kura no process bi wo ba bia eno so tumi permit no that mimi tumi nka ade so no aye dey waba no abechirim intimacy ye ntwen na afi na story na dey e boboba no ye hold on na media from day one minim say nuanu ma DC for omo pese ye de ye no se ne abre na abre nyina omo pese ye no but hono na ye nso ye ntwen dey
okay MPP also ebaba na abaye ne press conference but until that mama 2 minutes bi na
2 minutes amenje ono wa summarize na sma bi ka bi wi ni akọ asan man minute e bor me first one ko ade mama maybe 2 minutes okay so 2 minutes the second one is
2 minutes for
no he was just
2 minutes no
2 minutes for me
me ka chew me tase
me na 2 minutes
masama
1 minute
masama na me guda pocho masama me guda me kan there ino sebe en French ana ye adibia me ye kan na ye law mra ho asam ne ye kan enti se ye kan mra ho asam so a mra no wodi kan hyehye no ho ansa na obi wato onipa no nto ansa na mra na ba and the lawyers for professional ethics LIB a etre ma prosecutors na lawyers na de wode kwan wode offer do wodjuma enti why and there entumenye lawyer be a accused person another a party in a trial in Dinkombo without the consent of his lawyer unless the independent or represented by a lawyer. Okay. Case of this nature no did be a civil na ebutum akade me pay me for lawyer in criminal prosecution enam there wodu kotuma ebe ho adwenti any lawyer mpa e aban na so di there odo mo lawyer asma ye kan o SCCA it's only a letter from the Ministry of Finance of a letter of credit na create the problem oh me pay madam ya wa SCCA tape a boy since I started the airport from 1992 attorney general bi enu a on ordinary accused person adding combo to that detail that if you agree to this deal accused person de nke bi anka one granting bail oba court we ba kana semotin baby wa granting bail so oba ona na oba there ye kwosiem ye committee ma ukra every meeting ade won kwosiem baby na ade won ye baby la obi enu wo hwede ma je oba kede you are not planning anything untoward on the first accused unless there if you me hu me pede e kan onipa yin hia o accused person attorney general on a series of meetings. Siamoha yedem yakohona ma catch you several times wo Justice Kulindi Difio na all these things are not necessary when it comes to criminal prosecution because criminal prosecution no it borders on the liberty of the accused person under Article 14.
For him to also record the conversation.
And I make sure there pursuant to Article 18(2) of the 1992 Constitution unless it is to the benefit of the public you cannot record anybody. Na makacho there a case between Benjamin Dufo and the Republic on the same evidence would decide on common law decision of R versus Litam. There it matters not where the evidence comes from provided the evidence is needed it is relevant and it will help the end of justice. It is etwas here in fact some can ro ekokobi na memehu da wa ekokobi na matobo matap recording me nipa 50 na ekun won oh asem kan ekokun nipa 50 na me mate o ba bi da wo say ekokun nipa 50 ampa na me fro the graft na nipa no at the second another day oh chale ona me twitwa won kon mo me twitwa won titetete kra bo hwe ebi nkra me sie won ha na me de kokota be ka chem there how I had it was bad no Ebanama, you are not covered by Article 18(2). Me citing many cases. Estatifi, R versus Litam, it's a case. Abena Poku versus ADB. Kubaji versus Asare. Benjamin Dufo versus the Republic. Them cases in here, I'm young with there. Say, apart from confession statement, confession statement, na can police in any and authority be. Now what force or they can. Na aka ana take statement no on your way the statement is taken and no pay no defy it matters not principle apart from that no evidence of this nature on a pending trial no irrelevant and it will be admitted and na judge no on the irrelevant I admit a crime on can show them yankubukum per section 51 of the evidence decree NRCD 375 also all relevant evidence are admissible. It is a relevant or evidence no connected to the trial or to the proceedings in the court. Enti ame mame no me aya me de hun a bit different from papa enede usanda should be in the background. Enti mame hun CCA me there something is going to happen because you know if the accused persons try to file this audio in court a trial within trial in law them offend trial within trial offend voidi mini trial and until that particular trial finishes you cannot go to the substantive trial per what I know and the matter of you them in the form trying to procure a witness to fabricate evidence against an accused person who the person himself is also an accused person enti you best there if even the way the person should answer the questions na adina in fact they're so bad take them conversation
in the position
madam master
in the position
the pocho awo what's in my so what's the banner say working here no kwa na yehu we are speaking to what we have heard into me yatin the yeka into I mean there interesting days ahead ko is never there okay to be there onipa na awo ya to ne je na no per this audio, pursuant to this audio, you do not even understand letters of credit. And prosecute somebody, accused person, was explaining letters of credit. And accused person work will be not just a lawyer. Nikki, I know you, sir. Accused person. Say evidence on there. Equal another accused person. I explain the letters of credit to you.
The media who can see your quarter.
This is
what do you would say see your quarter.
No, explanation. It's letters of credit now. Second and answer. I am not scared because even your AG does not appear to understand because he was seeking clarifications from the accused person.
What letters of credit?
But I can way. And with the age, you know, if what we heard is correct, and with the said man, I don't can. Correct. Or today, he was seeking an explanation from the third accused as to the meaning of Elsie.
He
was explaining to him.
That
is it. And see, I think that I want to meet this man again tomorrow when the MPP finishes.
Okay. I feel pity for National Democratic Congress, NDC, and Honorable Ato Forson.
How?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, no. We are okay, now. You have something in mind.
I don't get it.
How do you feel pity? So
I'm reading messages.
Hey, you're reading messages. Anyway,
I'm reading messages. Such act must be condemned. In Ghana, people are in jail for no crime committed. See a whole AG. See what he is planning. NDC all the way. Joe Kalala. Okay. NDC stand firm on the election is just around the corner. KK. Mando. Mr. Rose, I'm the graft from Anyensudo. Keep the good work. Me feel too much. Happy birthday to you yesterday. The NDC guy said you are part of NDC. Is it true? Or you referring for yesterday. And Rob, me did me birthday. The one they help the other. NDC the say, oh the okay when you are the papa because John Mahama is coming. They were to even an argument. We Suzu Yasem. Ajingo Kumasi. Okay. Good communicator by all standard. NDC by me party Esha Motum. Moment cancel. Me party card Esha me bottom. Good communicator by all standard. NDC man, you are too much. I know you pa at Jumako. You are good. Kwame Fita. Okay. At first who Kwame Fita. Okay. At first who go and the boy and just say NDC empty barrel press conference. Okay. MPP think Ghana is for them. Ghana belongs to everybody. You won't jail Honorable Ato Forson, leaving your criminal ministers and Gabi Ochedako and co. And Menu as is a chill. Okay. Big expose. NDC, you are very smart. Oh, Edgy. Oh, Edgy. Mempa as some intimate bombing. I think it's like that. So MEB or member. In a meeting, MEDI and meeting, right? In the other OAG. On part of WhatsApp to all money. Now nobody is even Obiano Betty. So if you are okay, only not I won't come with you there. Mamma, this year. Now, NDC MPP very soon they also start their own in this Very soon they will start their own. Yes, set up. Message said they are on it.
425.
Indeed, I think it was a delay of NDC and Intinama Amotrian, but any almost so no, Ebaba. A baby, now you know, ya Jim Kundana, Yamia Metina, ya papa tuning in answer there, a city here. Na Kase, on a bus at Tapanzo, did he authorize and also because I think in the cross examination, or he said yes, he did by what do you call? Chairman and is chairman. And the body training name na what the justice no how a baby a day corner there edeba any and then na MPB omo and this area present this area press conference na oguso oya na good they are still on it. There are things say okay. Me guest Galahad Alex Andor, NDC Regional Communication Team member, Jumako Inyan Isiam constituency, as a Galahad General. And Nico, over friend who's over friend is we are living in the crow freeze the wild Nicholas actually, and also MPP Communication Team member, our Gumwa West constituency. Na uhunu wa ande washa ne dark kefefe eni ndano na watch na bibia washa sibia ya na ewawi yenda manfa cause na base mpese discussion we china ya sheda etnase ya kaminu ni na bom na ya hwe ne boma sibre ma tabre de makrao